We've been told that we're living in the golden age of leisure. We have more free time than we've historically had. We have more movies, games, sports, and content at our fingertips than any generation in human history. So why does it feel like we're starving at a leisure buffet? Have you ever finally sat down after a long day, opened an app, and realized an hour later that you didn't actually enjoy a single second of it? You weren't busy, you were just occupied. If nothing feels fun anymore, it's not because you've run out of things to do. It's because your free time isn't giving you what you need. And it's easy to assume that this is just burnout or that you need a vacation. But a lot of people go on vacation and still come back feeling flat. Because the issue isn't the amount of time you have, it's the restorative yield of that time. In our channel, we view recreation as voluntary restoration. It's not just not working. It's an activity that actually gives something back to your mental and physical reserves. Right now, most of our leisure is voluntary, but it isn't restorative. Now, I want to make something clear. On the surface, your free time is voluntary. No one is forcing you to scroll or click. But there is a difference between making a choice and defaulting to a habit. When your environment is designed to keep you scrolling, when the easiest thing to do is also the least restorative, your time technically belongs to the algorithm, not to you. It's voluntary in action, but involuntary in spirit. The reason we get stuck in that involuntary loop is because of how we choose to spend that time. Leisure researchers often distinguish between two very different categories, active leisure and passive leisure. Passive leisure, like scrolling, channel surfing, or idling in front of the TV, has a very low entry cost. It requires zero mental effort to start, and because it's the path of least resistance, it becomes our default. But there's a paradox here. Research shows that while we choose passive leisure because it's easy, it rarely triggers a flow state, that feeling of being in the zone where time disappears and you feel alive. Active leisure, on the other hand, like playing a local sport, gardening, or even a deep conversation, has a higher entry cost. You have to get the shoes on. You have to find the tools. But the restorative yield is exponentially higher. And when you live in the default for too long, life starts to feel flat. So what happens when this goes on for a while? It's not just that things feel less fun. You start to feel less curious, less motivated to try things, and less willing to engage. And after a while, you stop expecting your free time to feel any different. You stop expecting your free time to give you anything back. So you don't look forward to it the same way, you just move through it. And that's when your free time stops feeling like a break and starts feeling like something you're just getting through. And over time, that affects more than just your weekends. It affects how you connect with people, how you handle stress, and how open you are to new experiences. So if nothing feels fun anymore, the answer isn't to try harder to have fun. And it's not to optimize your free time. It's to recognize what's missing. Because most of us haven't lost our free time. We've lost the conditions that make this time actually feel like it belongs to you. We've replaced recreation with things that look like rest, but don't actually restore us. And once you start to see that, it changes how you look at your time. Because the goal isn't to do more. It's to start noticing what actually gives something back and what doesn't. Along these lines, I want you to try something tonight. Look at your default activity, the thing you do during your free time just because it's easy, and replace just 5% of that time with something that has a slightly higher entry cost. Read 5 pages of a physical book or step outside for 2 minutes without your phone. Notice if that 5% feels brighter than the rest. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through a time use audit, a practical way to see exactly which activities are filling your tank and which are draining your battery. Because once you see the data of your own life, it's very hard to go back to not noticing. This is Recreation Matters. If you found this content useful, please like the video to help us reach more people, and subscribe as we continue exploring how recreation works, where it's overlooked, and why it matters.